Guys, today I'm going to show you how to take some Princess Auto, Harbor Freight, not high dollar dollies, hammers, and turn them into something that's going to get the job done for the everyman that's doing it in his garage a couple of times, maybe a year. The biggest thing when it comes to tools is making sure that your surfaces that you're either hitting between or hitting with are smooth and free of imperfections. If I were to take this smooth piece of sheet metal that I've got right here, you can see there's no marks or anything in it. And you take a tool, for example, where do we got some that's got some really, really bad marks in it? Something like that. There's a bunch of marks in that, and there's a bunch of marks in this. And I start hitting this, and I'm just tapping it away, tapping away. I want to get this nice and smooth. See all those tool marks? See all those little nicks that are in that now? How they're kind of dancing in the sun. That's all minor imperfections that's now in your panel that you can't really do anything with other than sand out. So you've made this nice smooth panel, so to speak, and you've got all these pock marks in it. So what I like to do, take you over to a tool like this. You guys can use whatever you like. Definitely shoot it at your bench so that it lights the bench on fire. What I like to do, and of course it's going to get loud, but we'll do our best to see if we can't get the noise canceling happening and see what the audio comes out like. I like to take my hammers, and these are not a hardened tool, so if you're expecting to get longevity out of your surfaces, you're not going to get it as well as my snap-on hammer, my Martin Tools hammer. But I'm going to take this tool. This is a flat. I'm just going to tune this up. So every once in a while I'm going to look at it. And that's been on there for a hot minute. Not really, but enough. Notice all those imperfections in it. Notice the smooth surface now. See all those little imperfections that are still in it? And we've got this whole section here. We've got this whole section here. I'm going to go until that stops. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold this as level as I can. Obviously, we want this thing to be as level as we can make it. Now, in this case, you don't necessarily want a flat surface either. And I mean that with the utmost, just slight curve. So what I actually like to do when I'm tuning up my hammer is I just kind of wander them a little bit. And essentially what I'm doing in a smaller motion is this. And what that should achieve is that. Now, I'm going to do it just a little bit further, and that's just because I don't really want to hit with those edges either. Why these cheap Princess Auto kits come with a square? Now, you can see I pretty much made a circle. Not bad for not trying. Move that off a little bit further. Just to take away that circle. And there, you can just see a slight, faint circle in there. What that's telling me is I'm not going to catch that edge. What's neat is this technique works great on surfaces like this too. What I needed today and why I wanted to make this video is I needed something smooth when I was working on the other side. And I'm looking at this going, well, what's the difference between this and a Martin's tool? Well, this or a snap-on. The finish, really. I mean the hardness, obviously, but the finish. That's going to leave the worst imprints ever. So what am I going to do? Take that tool, I'm just going to keep going. Again, not perfect, but we're just trying to show you for a video. So now I can take this dolly and pop some better sandpaper on here. What we can do, we'll just do it anyway in this case. Take this dolly, and in a few minutes time, I can take a $15 dolly, or however much this dolly was, if you notice the ones that come off the Snap-on truck, they're polished. So somebody's taken the time to polish this metal to a perfect shine, and that's what you paid for. Again, metal hardness. I am sure there is a metallurgy difference between a Snap-on hammer and a Snap-on dolly and my Princess Auto Harbor Freight tools. I'm not arguing this fact. If you want to get in a tool debate in the comments, I'd love that for the engagement. It's sweet. For the everyman working in their garage, if you can get your dolly to a surface that looks like that, which is super achievable in not too much time, this is going to give you so much better of an outcome than just grabbing a dolly straight out of the package. Here's one. We'll start with this one. We'll work off this one. This one's the worst one of the bin. So there is literal chunks out of this one. So if I put it on again, that just shows you the difference between the Snap-on and a Harbor Freight.
Not black. Still not black. Still not black.
It's really not out of reach to think a guy that's doing Autobody in the shop has one of these. And that's the neat thing about my tool tips, is if you want to spend a lot of money on a couple of tools, you can, but you can also spend a little bit of money on a whole bunch of tools. Tune up your crappy tools a little bit and get yourself a full set of stuff that's going to work. Other ideal things, other better tools out there. Should I use all sorts of different tools to make these better? This is my everyman's garage. This is what I have. So if you know, like, I've gone for quite some time. It's still not there. So you put that on the back side of a panel. We throw that back on the table. Grab our little sander. Give that a little scuffsky over. I'm telling you right now, it's only going to make your work nicer. Are people going to make fun of you? Hell yeah. Especially in the Autobody, the collision world, you're going to get made fun of. There you go. A little bit of sanding, nice and shiny. Now those are not going to put those type of marks on the surface of your panel. So my pro tip of the day is every tool that you purchase doesn't have to be the best tool, but sometimes you can make them a little better if you just take a little bit of time. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching Misfire Inc. Appreciate it. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. Road to 500 by the end of the year, guys. We're close. Thank you.